think if you ask anyone who's spent time with Sansa, who's watched her, or who has seen me and Anna interact with Sansa, she genuinely feels like more than a dog. She feels like she is just a part of us. She's just a part of our family. It's not just Anna and I. It's the three of us.
Sansa, when you look at her, she is a girthy, muscular, beautiful, perfect Labrador retriever.
She has this beautiful, vibrant red coat with all this like black eyelining. She looks like she's wearing mascara.
She has lots of lookers. We are always getting stopped asking what kind of dog she is.
She's the softest lab that you'll ever pet in your entire life.
Her tail is always constantly moving, and she also has this little wiggle when she gets really excited with her belly. Kind of goes in and out, in and out.
She has these sweet brown eyes that it feels like she actually sees you and understands you.
Every time she gets nervous or she's trying to be silly, her ears will go back and she'll look like Dobby from Harry Potter.
No matter how chaotic work's getting, like how I'm feeling that day, no matter what's happening, like you have to go outside and take Sansa out for her to sniff a blade of grass for 15 minutes.
Sansa loves to be chased. We'll spend, hours in the basement just running around with her, chasing her.
We keep all of her toys that she's had since she was a little kid. She has Lizzie, she has Dino, she has
Crocky. It's a big stuffed crocodile. Honestly, they kind of look alike. They both have like the same girth to them.
She has all sorts of toys that she loves and respects each and every one of them on an individual level.
Sansa is the most well-rounded, experienced dog to probably ever walk the planet.
Sansa has flown on planes, been on boats. She's lived in Hawaii.
Sansa was also in our wedding.
She pretty much goes anywhere that I go. If I go to the grocery store, she comes with me. If I work out, she works out with me.
We will navigate and make sure what we do every single day can include Sansa, or else we won't do it.
Literally half the conversations that Anna and I have in our daily life is about Sansa, and it's just so much fun. She adds so much joy and entertainment and love into our lives. All right, so I'm thinking first stop is gonna be about 9.5 hours to Augusta, Maine. And the next morning, we'll cross through the border pretty early. Go through New Brunswick into Nova Scotia, and I think we check in for the ferry at 10.
And how long is it?
I think it's like 7 hours, 8 hours. I'm not sure.
Nice.
But we have a pet-friendly cabin. So early on in Sansa's life, I was interested in the idea of where does the name Labrador Retrievers come from? It must be Labrador. No idea where Labrador was or anything about it. Doing some research, I actually found out that Labrador Retrievers are not from Labrador. They originate from Newfoundland. So a long time ago in St. John's, which is the major city in Newfoundland, a lot of water dogs were bred specifically to help with fishing in the cold waters of the Labrador Sea, and they eventually got the St. John's dog. And there was two versions of the St. John's dog. There was like a big, fluffy one that ended up being today's Newfoundland, and there was a smaller, short-haired one that they ended up calling the lesser St. John's dog.
Which, of course, they were called the St. John's lesser dog. Like, poor Sansa.
And because it was lesser or smaller, they gave it the title after the Labrador Sea and not the actual land mass of Newfoundland. So without really knowing where Newfoundland was or anything, I looked it up and I was like, oh wow, this isn't that far. It's like a 15-hour drive up through Canada into Nova Scotia. Then you take a little ferry ride, 6-hour ferry ride over, and you're in Newfoundland. And I just thought, man, it'd be really cool if one day we could bring Sansa home to her roots, to Newfoundland, and to swim in the Labrador Sea. We're on the ferry over now. We've been on it for about 3 or 4 hours. Got a couple more hours left. I think in total it's like 6 or 7 hours. This is our little cabin that we got. Anna's up top. Got my little bunk here. Sansa's got her own bunk. Is your bed comfy? The seas have been calm to us. We'll be there soon, and hopefully when we get there, we got a nice little sunset that we can enjoy as our first little day out, out in Newfoundland. Somebody's excited. Growing up, we had these little Boston Terriers, Zoe and Daisy. And they were great, they were so much fun, but they were always kind of my mom's dogs because she spent the most time with them. But I always dreamed of one day having my very own dog that I would do everything with and go everywhere with. When I was 24 years old, I finally started looking around for Labrador retrievers, and I stumbled across someone who had fox-bred Labrador retrievers, which is something I'd never even heard of. Drove out to Lebanon, Pennsylvania, where the lab puppies were. And as we're driving up the driveway, all we see are these red little fluff balls running around, and our hearts just instantly melted. You know, we're playing with the puppies, and there's one in particular that kind of stood out. She was a lot bigger than the other puppies, and probably the silliest puppy there. I picked her up, and I held this like little couple-week-old puppy in my arms, and I looked into her eyes, and I just knew this was her, and that dog was Sansa. On the drive back, she wouldn't sit anywhere else other than directly on my lap. I just remember driving and having this little tiny puppy sitting there staring up at me. And I looked her in the eyes and I told her right there, I was like, we're gonna be best friends and I'm gonna do everything in my power to give you the best life that I possibly can. You want to go outside? First time that we've been here, we finally are getting a sunset, so we're gonna go all the way up on this mountain over here. She's leading the way, because she knows she's home. She made it here. We're like proud parents. There's just something so magical about being here with her. It felt like we had such a strong purpose for being here, looking out over the waters and being a part of this land that felt like it was straight out of a fairy tale. Do you feel like you're back to your roots? Not yet, because you're not in St. John's, but this is a good start. A good start. So we spent the entire month driving up, down, left, right, all over Newfoundland, going all across to see these beautiful, quaint coastal towns.
Little joys, little joys, little joys, little joys. You, the last speaker of your language. One day I might understand it. This old heart won't turn into another. This old life won't take me to another. You, the last musing of the morning, when the task no longer a calling. Send me into the long night with all the. Send me into the long night with all the little joys, little joys, little joys, little joys, little joys, little joys, little joys of the finite. You, the one smiling in the photo, like you knew it might be on the wall. This old heart won't turn into another. This old road won't take me to another. You, the thought now never interrupted. Before the doom, the dark, there was light. Send me into the long night with all the. Send me into the long night with all your little joy, little joy, little joy, little joy, little joy, little joy, little joy of the finite. When the darkness beats the bright, we'll be alright. We'll be alright in the finite.
We're currently the most easternly people in
When
dog
the dark
in North America.
beats the bright, we'll be alright. We'll be alright in the finite.
It's been an incredible month, and I feel like we truly have been able to experience what Newfoundland is all about. And then the last thing that there's left to do before we head back is let Sansa live out her origins and swim in the Labrador Sea. Get you a big one. Yeah, the big one for the video. So this evening we were driving around and we found an awesome little beach that leads in to the Labrador Sea. It's beautiful. There's a little picture of it right here. It's just off Google Images. It has some rocks coming out of the water there. Should be scenic. The weather should be fine for Newfoundland. Yeah, but we're excited. As soon as we saw it, we knew that was the one. So we're gonna get this girl some rest tonight. And hopefully she'll be ready to go for tomorrow. Get you all buckled up. Bring some towels. We're gonna go in there with her. It's gonna be freezing cold, but I think the adrenaline will get us through. You ready?
Ready.
Ready, girl?
Ready. Good girl. I'm so excited.
Even though the stakes were so low and it's not like this big ordeal for everyone else in the world at that moment, for some reason, this event, Bring Her to the Sea, was so built up in Anna and I's mind. It felt like a massive deal and I was nervous. It just meant so much to me. Like, we did it. We brought her to this point and we just wanted to get her in that water and we wanted her to enjoy the experience. as soon as we got there, her sniffing the air, we took her harness off, she was just ready to go. And it felt like in that moment, she kind of knew that this was like a special moment. Whether she knew what it was, she was feeding off of Anna and I's excited energy that we had for this. That water was so damn cold, but man, did it feel good. And to see her swimming in that sea was such an emotional moment because it meant so much. It meant so much to me. It was a reminder that we are doing everything that we possibly can to give her the best possible life that we ever could in the short time that she has with us.
Like, to be a part of this family, it's something that I can't express, like how thankful I am, and to see Danny care for Sansa the way that he does and the love that he has and she has and that we all have together, it's made me realize that I have everything that I ever wanted with them and as a family. And yeah, and I think that's why I felt so at peace so far here.
Now her purpose might no longer be fishing and helping work in the Labrador Sea, but she has such an important purpose on this earth. That she's our best friend. She's everything for us. She's our joy. She brings so much love into our lives every single day, and I can't thank her enough. I think dogs know that their lives are short, and I think that's why they're so eager to eat, to play as hard as they can, to be filled with joy, to love their humans and their fellow dogs as hard as they can, and be curious about the world. They teach us to truly live life and to live as hard as we possibly can in this short life. We're so lucky that we've had so much great time with Sansa, and that she's still so young and she's still so healthy, and we're so grateful that we'll have so many more experiences and love to give to her. So until her red turns to gray and her little paws can't hold her weight anymore, we're gonna continue to give her the best possible life that she could ever have and love her as hard as we possibly can, because I know that she's going to do the same for us.
You said it was arranged by love. You have a lot of love to give out. You're gonna see the highs and the lows. The kingdom knows the mind will doubt. You're gonna see it on your way. A great foray lies before you. You won't need me. You only need you.
You're such a good girl. I love you. Daddy loves you.